whether they know it or not, you are their best option. Now, how do I know that? They could be out there rebounding into some relationship with someone who, I don't know, on paper might seem like they're significantly better than you. Maybe they're more attractive, maybe they have more money, more status, more success, more, whatever things your insecurity is telling you are lacking in you and that maybe some rebound has or something. But I don't want you to buy into that. First of all, even if, they are with somebody who's more attractive or richer or something, that's ultimately, at the end of the day, not the most important thing. Don't get me wrong. Looks can get someone's attention. Money can, get someone's attention. But at the end of the day, when you think about the kind of relationship that you want, you don't just want to be with some hot person that has, some lacking personality, or some rich person who's, just shallow and materialistic and all that. You don't just want to be with, some sort of gold digger or, sugar daddy or something like that. You want to be with somebody who genuinely is a good person to be in a relationship with. Don't get caught up on these superficial things that your insecurities are telling you or lacking about you, because there's something deeper at play. And that's really your advantage in all of this. Because here you are, you're watching this video, you're watching this channel. That tells me something about you, which is that, you don't just think that deep down, you don't believe that, if you just had like $1 million or, some supermodel body or something, that your relationship problems would be solved. You know that relationships are about more than that, because when you're with somebody, when you're in a relationship with somebody for a significant period of time, life is going to happen. Things are going to happen. There's going to be, health challenges. There's going to be family difficulties. There's going to be, people that pass away, and you have to mourn them, and you have to take care of aging parents, and you have to deal with, children, and you have to deal with the loss of a job, and you have to deal with all sorts of just ridiculous life nonsense that's going to get thrown at you. And if that's the case, you want to have somebody by your side who's going to be there for you, who's going to support you through that, who's going to be more than just a wad of dollar bills or a nice body that looks good in a bikini, because those things can change. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with looking good, there's nothing wrong with having money. But it has to be rooted in something deeper. Again, the money, the body, the status, the fame, the whatever. That can get somebody's attention, but in order to really, truly inspire them to want to commit to you and to want to be in a relationship with you and to see you as real relationship material, not just somebody who's fun to run off to Mexico with for a weekend at a resort or something, but as something that's really worth building a relationship together with, you have to really embody the qualities that are going to show them that you are the kind of person that's going to be there through the hard times. That means there are certain relationship qualities that are almost universally seen as desirable in a long-term partnership. Things like, putting an effort into communication. Things like vulnerability, honesty, being willing to have hard conversations. Things like being forgiving, being flexible. Things like prioritizing your partner's needs over your own. Things like being willing to admit that you were wrong. These are things that I'd say, I don't have like a scientific study or anything, but, if you need a scientific study for this, then, hey, maybe you are relying too much on scientific studies and you just need to open your eyes a little bit more. But most people would see these qualities as desirable things in their future partner. Like, wow, she really is willing to give me the benefit of the doubt. Wow, he really is willing to admit he's wrong and to work with me to find ways of fixing this. Wow, she really will be flexible and supportive when I'm going through a hard time. These are things that tell you this person might be relationship material. That's ultimately what you really want to embody. You want to embody those things. And if there's anything specific that you know that your partner, your ex, your specific person wants in a partner, yeah, also embody those too if you can, if they're aligned with who you are. If they want somebody who's adventurous, who's artistic, who's creative, who likes trying new things, or who's like rooted in traditional values or something like that, and that aligns with you, and you can authentically step into that, then yeah, go ahead and do that for sure. But that's how you really show them that you're their best option. I mean, of course, take care of yourself physically. Of course, try to be responsible with your money. But, it's not like you need to be a supermodel or a millionaire or anything like that. It's okay if you are. But, again, those aren't ultimately the most important things. As long as you're embodying the true spirit of what a committed relationship actually means, what a good marriage or a good commitment means, then you're showing them every day that you interact with them with grace, with patience, with understanding, with compassion, that you are relationship material. And I mean, if you have a history with them already, they probably already do find you attractive. And so if you just add this stuff on top of it, it's going to be really hard for them to walk away from that, because everything about you is going to be screaming to them in an unspoken, subconscious way. That's relationship material. That's the kind of person I want to be with. That's the kind of person that I could see as my future husband or wife. That's the kind of person I could see as being the future, mother or father of my children. And that's hard to walk away from, even for a vapid, shallow, materialistic millionaire or supermodel or something like that. So just remember, you can be the best option. You are. But you have to step into it. You have to own it. You have to step into the best parts about yourself. You have to step into that little voice that you hear that says, hey, you can do better than this. You can be honest. You can be authentic. You can have the hard conversations. Don't retreat from that voice. Run towards it, and it can open up all sorts of things to you. And if nothing else, it's going to transform you into someone who truly is relationship material, somebody who truly is their best option. And by God, if they don't see it, that's their shortcoming. And that's them disqualifying themselves from being your partner. That's them proving to themselves and proving to you that they're not good enough for you. And one thing I can promise you is that if they're not good enough for you, and you stay aligned with that best part of yourself, you're going to pull someone into your experience, into your world, into your reality, who is the right fit for you, who will see those things in you and say, that's the right person for me, that's the right partner for me, that is the future husband or wife that I've been looking for, that is the future mother or father of my children, and by God, I will move mountains to be with them. And although you may be hung up on someone else, I promise you, if and when that happens, you'll never regret it. You'll never regret that someone better came into your life who saw the best in you and loved you for it and wanted to commit to you and wanted to give their life to you. I hope you never forget that. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.